Excellent, excellent. Nice to see you, Chevra. Really nice. Yisrael Margulies, thanks for being here. On my screen, Yisrael, could you hear? So? Thumbs up. On my screen, we're sitting next to each other, Yisrael. Excellent, excellent. I want to sit near you in person, Yisrael. Shmuley, are we clear? Menachem's not so clear. Chaim Ghoori, how are we clear or not so clear? So. Okay, let's get this full. Get this. Hello, how are we now? Excellent, excellent. Sroli Viggy, thumbs up or choppy? Thumbs up. Excellent, excellent. I'm so happy to see you, Viggy. Thank you, Chevra. Shmuel Grossberger, I love you. It means so much that you're hopping on. Excellent. It means a lot that you're hopping on. Gav Leiter, thank you so much for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Yo-Yo's here. Highlight Yo-Yo. Also unmute him. Unmute Yo-Yo. Right here. Yo-Yo, you're unmuted.
Hey, Rabbi.
Say hello to everybody.
Hi, guys. How is everyone?
Give chizuk. Yo-Yo, encourage. I guess being around you encourages the chevra.
Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. Would the Tata come on tomorrow night to teach some of us?
Yes, he would love to.
I'm going to call him later. 8:30 tomorrow night. We're going to get Yo-Yo's Tata to share, also to join in the chevra.
I was done. I was in bed.
Thank you, Yo-Yo. Thank you. Rabbi Say, let's learn. Thank you, David Rosenthal, for being here. Thank you, Rabbi Say. Sruli Kater, let's start up. I really appreciate the whole lot. I think we have Momo Ringo's here. Unmute Momo for a second. Momo, you're unmuted. How are you?
Good. How's everybody doing?
Excellent. Excellent. I want everybody to meet Momo Ringo. Thank you for being here. From Baltimore, Maryland. How are things there?
Pretty good. Not bad.
It means a lot that you're here. You're going to like the song. Shlomo, we're going to ask Shlomo at the end to sing a song. You'll like this. Should we do it now for Momo? I want Momo sings like a bird. I want him to hear. Today we're going to start. I want to start in a minute. I'm going to ask Chaim and Shlomo if they could do a song first. This is for Momo. Let's see if they're here yet. Chaimo.
Shlomo.
Nice to see you, Rabbi Brownstein.
Schleims.
Michaelis wants us to sing a song.
Really? Yeah. Nice. Caught us off guard, Rabbi.
I'm sorry. It's like early in the afternoon. Normally we learn first. I have something I badly want to learn with you, Shmuel Grossberger, today, but I'm going to wait for that song. I want Momo to hear this song. Momo, this is for you. The song you sang the last 2 days, Chaim, we're all tumbling about. Could you do that again?
Sure.
Gorgeous.
Thank you, Mayor. Nice, man. Let's do it.
For Momo and for Mayor Davidson, this is. Momo, check it out.
Anaychi etzmach b'Hashem, Ashira Hashem b'chayai, v'azamra l'Elokai b'yodi, Ayera v'lasichi, Anaychi etzmach b'Hashem, Itamu chatoim min haaretz, Urishaim aydeinam, Ay, 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 barki nafshi, Es Hashem, Hallelujah. Itamu chatoim min haaretz, U'Lishaim Aydeinam Ay 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 Barki Nafshi Es Hashem Hallelujah.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. Yosef Groman, that was stunning, Chaim and Shlomo. Momo, I told you you'd like it. Mayor, I'm happy. We'll get more music from them at the end. Thank you, Chaim and Shlomo. Thank you, Chaim and Shlomo. I want to tell Yosef Groman, thank you so much for being here. I want to tell you, Nechemya Klug and Nikki, thank you for being here. I want to tell you, Chanok, what happened today. Really, I prepared a share on a topic. I don't even think we'll get to that topic today. And this morning I was learning the topic, and my plan, I was a little choppy. Okay, well, Biggie, always tell me, Biggie. Thank you. We'll get it clear. Are we now clear?
Okay, could be good now. Viggy, how is it now? Tell me, go like this. And that's the official Zoom, just Zoom etiquette. If 150 people go like this, it means things are choppy. So that's the Zoom etiquette. Rabbi say, so this morning I prepared an Indian that I was excited to learn together. But I'll tell you what happened. This week we're laning in our bunkers. We'll each be laning Tazria Mitzayra, Be'ez Hashem. We'll lane, my minig is most Shabbos I've been laning together with Manny. And together we're going to lane Tazria Mitzayra. This week we're going to do Tazria Mitzayra, double parsha. And there's a vart in Mitzayra that I say over, that I learn every year for myself and say over to my family from Reb Shmuel Birnbaum, from the Mir Rosh Yeshiva. And be'emes, I plan this week to wait till Friday to share this vart. But about 10 minutes before the share, I was thinking to myself that I can't wait. It's too important. And my cute Torah, the things I want to say will wait. I have to share Shmuel Birnbaum with you. And I want Maish Gartnaus, thank you for being here to talk specifically about this with Shmuel Birnbaum right now. Chazal say, ha'ava mikalkeles es ashura. If you love somebody, I could be in the middle of speaking, and I really shouldn't say Benny Stein's name. It's distracting for the chevra. We're talking Torah. But ha'ava mikalkeles es ashura. If you love somebody, you can't help it. You see them, you say their name, you say Yan, Manasa, Oines, Rachmana Patri. Ava mikalkeles es ashura. This murder of Shmuel Birnbaum, I can't wait. So the thing I prepared this morning will go Thursday or Friday. Reb Shmuel's going right now. And what I want to study together, Rabbi say, is Reb Shmuel Birnbaum said as follows. In Parashas Mitzayra, so it speaks about a person who has saras. And a person who has saras, so they go michutz lamachna. They are sent out of the machna. They are sent separate from people. Now we know one of the great causes of tsaras, one of the great causes of a person getting tsaras, the Gemara in Erchin is Lashon Hara. So this person spoke slander, they spoke Lashon Hara, and they're sent nichutz lamachna. When they come back to the Jewish people, when they come back at the end of their stay away from the machna, so the halacha is that they bring two birds. They have to bring tzipayrim, they have to bring birds. That's part of their kapara when they come back to the Jewish people. Says Rashi, why did they bring birds? Is a lesson to the guy who spoke Lashon Hara. You chirped like a bird, so now bring birds as a message to the speaker of Lashon Hara. Stop chirping. Stop using your words to put people down, to knock people. Stop chirping. So he brings birds as a message. You're a chirper, and stop chirping. That is the message to the Mitzayra. He brings those birds. He thinks about what he's doing. He says, I better stop chirping. And he comes back to Klal Yisrael. He rejoins the Jewish people. Asks Rabbi say, Fret Reb Shmuel Birnbaum two bomb kashas. First of all, as follows. The guy spoke Lashon Hara, and we send him away from humanity for knocking people. He says bad speech on people, so we send him away. He can't be around society. He's knocking people. He's causing division. He's a divisive person. This is to me, one day I'm going to look for a shidduch for my daughter. To me, one of the most important questions on a person, are they divisive? Do they divide or connect? Do they unite or divide? This fellow spoke Lashon Hara, is a divisive person. He divides. Wherever he goes, he makes machlokes. So he has to separate from society. A divisive guy, see what it feels like to be separate. He's going to crave togetherness, and he'll stop behaviors that divide and separate. So he goes michutz lamachna. That's what happens to the Baal Lashon Hara. Fret Reb Shmuel Birnbaum, the guy sits michutz lamachna bini, and he sits out there and he thinks, and he does tshuva, and his nega stops expanding, and at that point he's invited back to the Jewish people. At that point he brings two birds. Ask Reb Shmuel Birnbaum, I don't understand, he did tshuva already. At the point he brings the birds is when he's coming back to the Jewish people. If you make him bring birds when he's first punished and sent away, so then I understand you're giving him musar. You chirp like a bird. Your speech is horrible. So okay, you give him musar then. But now he's on his way back to the Machne Yisrael. At this point, he's done Shuvah. That's why his nega stopped spreading. That's why he's invited back. Why is he bringing birds now? Kasha 1, Rabbi say. Kasha 2, asked Reb Shmuel Birnbaum, is that he brings birds because we're telling him you chirp like a bird. Ask Reb Shmuel Birnbaum, he doesn't chirp like a bird. A bird is meaningless speech. A bird just chirps. Right across from myself and my Russ's house. Me and Menachem Russ have gone out there a number of times. There's a woodpecker. You can come hear it. He's sitting on a tree in front of my house across the street, and he's pecking off, and he's sitting there. It's the coolest thing. Woody Woodpecker is in Durham now, is in Blue Ridge. If you're wondering where Woody is, you can go out of my house, and you can see Woody Woodpecker. He's chopping on the thing. Now, me and Menachem Russ, my wonderful nephew and close friend, and Shmuley Shuss's close friend and brother. So me and Menachem Russ, we listen to Woody Woodpecker, and you hear, he's banging away. He's very excited, this guy, and he's banging into the wood. Rabbi said when a bird makes noise, he doesn't say anything derogatory. He hasn't knocked one person in Blue Ridge. There's probably nobody to knock anyway, but he hasn't knocked. He's just knocked the wood, but he hasn't knocked a human being. This person spoke Lashon Hara, said derogatory speech. So he brings birds that chirp. What's the exact message? He doesn't chirp. I wish he chirped. He knocks. He rips. Maybe if he brought woodpeckers, I understand they knock. But that only knocks a tree. He knocks people. That is the kasha. That is the kasha that Shmuel Birnbaum asked. Why birds that chirp? This guy says negative speech. Birds just say meaningless speech. Zevi Grala, thank you for being here, Zevi. I love you. It means a lot. What is he bringing, Zevi? Birds that chirp. He says negative speech. And why is he bringing it when he's ready to return? Bini, this Yisaid is one of the most important Yisaidis we study together. Says Reb Shmuel Birnbaum, the Mir Rosh Hashiva, as follows. The guy spoke negative speech, and then he sent away. You're divisive, you divide people, you separate people from people, so you're sent away. And he does tshuva. sitting alone in his bunker, removed from people. He resolves, I'm going to unite, not divide. When I get back to society, I'm going to stop knocking. And he does tshuva. I am going to stop knocking. You can imagine the guy is sitting alone in his bunker, and he says, I won't knock other people. I won't be divisive. I won't say lashon hara. Says Reb Shmuel Birnbaum, the guy then, he stopped saying he committed to stop knocking, so he's ready to come back to society. But there's one more message we have for him. You have minus and negated the negative speech. You're no longer Menachem Snyder. This guy is no longer going to knock. The Seder, he's not going to knock. But we want to tell this Yid, Reb Yid, the goal is not to not put down. And the problem with putting down, of course, derogatory speech, lashon hara, is a chet chomer, is a serious sin. But the biggest problem is that you don't use speech to encourage and respect. The goal is not to not rip people. The goal is to use speech to honor and respect and encourage and uplift people. So before he gets back to society, he's done his tshuva. He'll never rip again. He's been kicked out of society. He's coming back. He won't rip again. But we tell him now, birds, bring birds. Birds chirp. Their words don't have meaning. And we're telling him, even if you never rip again, you're just a bird. Don't come back to the society not ripping. Don't behave like a bird. You've done tshuva from the negative. But the goal is the positive of encouraging, uplifting. That is the goal. Gorgeous. Thank you, Viggy, for the thumbs up. You're encouraging and positive. This is how you speak on Zoom. I'm unmuting you for that. Viggy, I'm unmuting you. Let me hear your voice. Viggy, how gorgeous is that word?
That was beautiful. Wow, that was amazing.
Viggy, says Reb Shmuel, you're unmuted, Viggy. Says Reb Shmuel, Viggy, that the word is that this guy, when he comes back, brings birds, he's negated the negative part. I bring another shit. He's negated the negative part, but we want him to now resolve to positively encourage people and respect people. Rabbi say the lesson to me, something, we're all in a sugya right now. And every situation of our life is an opportunity for Avodas Hashem b'chol moedecha. Rav Asher Weiss, the great Talmud Chacham, who my sons Yankiv and Menachem are Zoiche, all the Teres Chaim Chevra, Jashi and the Chevra, Zevi Gerala, the Chevra Zoiche, to hear Shiurim, the Nathans, to hear Shiurim from Rav Asher Weiss. So he put out like Chuvas now on the situation we're in. Halachic shailas, all different shailas based on the cases we're in. I made Havdalah many weeks ago, and I made a B'rei Minei B'samim, and I couldn't smell the B'samim. And my kids could smell it, and I was wondering, I didn't know I couldn't smell. But if I knew I couldn't smell, am I allowed to be mitzi then? In the typical Birchas Hanenin, you have to have Hana to be mitzi somebody else. There's so many shailas and cases that are coming up. And Rav Asher Weiss put out shuvas to our case. I like it for two reasons. I like the lesson that the Torah speaks to every situation. Hashem talks to us in every situation we're in. So I like that there are tshuvas svarim being written about the circumstances we're finding. My precious son Maishi and Yo-Yo, those two precious guys, they arrange many nights myrids. Are you allowed to say amen to somebody else's bracha over Zoom? There's so many beautiful shilas. So Rabbi say, Yosef Groman asked about the birds tripping a bad way. The answer is the birds are a lesson. Don't be a bird. Don't just stop knocking. Start complimenting. Otherwise, you're just a bird whose speech is meaningless. Start having positive speech, encouraging and uplifting. The kitzur is, I like these tshuvas from Rav Asher Weiss, because I want us to know that the Torah speaks to us in every circumstance we're in. But there's something deeper. Besides Tshuvas Svarim, I like what we're doing even more, Rabbi say. Tshuvas Svarim are good because Tshuvas Svarim tell us that in every circumstance we are, the Torah talks to us. But what we're doing is a step further. In every circumstance we're in is a possibility of steiging and serving Hashem only in this circumstance. B'chol moedecha, every day in Kriya Shema. We say b'chol midu shu moedeh b'cha. Everything Hashem gives out to us, serve Hashem. Every situation is a possibility of avodas Hashem, a unique possibility and opportunity of being Mekadosh Shem Shamayim. I have asked the guys to up our revolution of kavod, of respect. Speech is meant to honor another person, and the main people is our families. Anybody studies halacha, a family is first built on a man and a wife. That's the start of any family. A man and a wife. Study halacha, the Rambam Hilchos Ishus. Doivel Hilchos Ishus, Doivi and Shmuel, Hilchos Ishus, Perek Tes Vav, Halacha Yutes, the Rambam, the start of a family. All your homes start with a husband and a wife, and all your homes will start with you and your wife. You know how to build a home. A home is not built with wood or cement or screws or nails. A home is built with the following din. This is the building of a Jewish family. V'chein tzivu chachamim, says the Rambam, Perek Tesvav, Halacha Yutes, Hilchos Ishus. The chachamim commanded, she'adam mechabed es ishta yosim igufay. The basis of the relationship, husband and wife, is he has to honor his wife. He's chayav, tzivu chachamim. It's not a frumkeit. It's not like an extra credit. Tzivu chachamim commanded that a man honors his wife. Not he just takes care of her. Not he just, of course, he has a chiyuv daraisa, her physical needs. He's obligated, and the chachamim got it from Ainah and Kan Makom Laharach. He's mechoyev to be mechabed his wife. His kids, when they come to the world, should see that their mother is a queen. The father's job is to show massive respect to his wife. He's dazzled by her. Do you know that chassan who comes and he's googly-eyed? She's amazing. A husband of 40 years is supposed to be that way to his wife. That's not a nice thing. That's a chiyuv. Tzivuy chachamim. She'adam mechabed es ishta yosem igufay. He shows and is noyeg a tremendous respect for his wife. And by the way, v'chein tzivuy chachamim ala isha. A lady's mechuyev. Shetei mechabedes es bala. She respects her husband. The start of the family is built on a relationship of tremendous respect that must be there. It is normal. A husband sees faults of his wife. She's a human being after all. And he has a view of her that nobody else has. And she knows his flaws. And the question of your ability to respect is after you know flaws and you see flaws. Respect. A husband's mechuyev to respect his wife as she is mechuyeves to respect her husband. The relationship must be built on tremendous kavod. This, Rabbi say, is the building of a person, respect. In yeshiva, we have a massive revolution of kavod, of respecting the next person. We're b'nei Avram Avinu, to say he did chesed, Avram Avinu, deeper than kindness. His kindness, where did it come from? Because it's my honor to serve you, because you're amazing. Kindness wasn't built on pity, to be nice to Yen and Nebuch, to the other unfortunate. That's a kindness that destroys. That kindness is not the kindness that we got from Avram. It's a kindness that's born from kavod. The greatest thing you could do for another person is respect. is appreciate them and be mechabed them till they learn their own greatness, till they're infused with their own greatness. I have seen many people who do not have the ability to raise families. They are not good fathers and mothers because they don't have enough self-respect, not good rebbeim. They're overly sensitive. My kids said this, and they're too sensitive to what their children say. And they're too sensitive to what their students say. It's called codependence. They don't have enough self-respect, enough appreciation. I am good. I am wonderful. So then they're sensitive. This kid saying this, they're too reliant on what the next one's saying. We have to respect people to such a degree that they gain a self-respect, that they walk around knowing who they are. And the start of the relationship is respect, Rabbi say. When we speak about Lashon Hara and the Chaimer of Lashon Hara, that's the Sur Meirah. The Sur Meirah, the avoiding negative, is don't knock. The Asay Toiv is go and say words that uplift and encourage and build. That's the Asay Toiv. And that is the Inyan specifically. I want to call the guys to arms in our own house, to be mechabed one another. Tremendous, tremendous respect, appreciation of the next person. To look at the next person. It's harder in the bunker. We're together with each other. They're funny habits. They eat their soup loudly. They chew their cereal. Whatever they do, they make a mess. We're in each other. We're right on top of each other. But now more than ever, to really dig deep and be mechabed, respect the next person, your brother, your sister, but deeply and profoundly, a revolution of respect. This is specifically one of the great tasks that we have right now. I want to speak, Rabbi Say, you can't talk about the sugya of respect and not talk about respecting parents. I would like to read to the Chevra. I would like to read to the Chevra a lashon of the Sefer Charedim. It's a beautiful lashon. I have said this to the Olam before. I have read it from Mechai Adam, B'Shem Kadmonim. I want to read it to you today from the Sefer Charedim. There's a shaila in halacha, Rabbi say, a fascinating shaila that's relevant. It happens to be a friend of mine called me with this shaila yesterday. There's a fascinating shaila halacha of kibbut avim. If your parents ask you to do something that they have no pleasure from, zero pleasure from, if they have pleasure and you have no loss, you're obligated to do it. If dad says, son, could you get me a glass of milk? You are obligated, as long as it's his milk, you're obligated midaraisa, chiyuv. You put on tzitzis, you wear tefillin, you're obligated midaraisa to go to the fridge, get the milk and bring it to him. Obligated, chayuv, midaraisa mitzvah. Let's say dad said, when you go outside, I want you to have a mask. Now, chevra, if it's a law, you're mechuyev to listen to the law and keep all the laws. Keep social distancing, keep the laws, chevra, the way that the laws are written. But if your father tells you to wear a mask where it's not the law, dad says put on a mask, he says to wear a mask, and it's not the law. In a place outside, it's not the law. Are you mechuyev? My son's handing me a mask, a little show and tell. So if your dad says wear a mask and you're not mechuyev, are you mechuyev to listen to dad when he has no hana from you listening? He has no hana. He just gives you a command. Your mom says you have to wear a coat, Viggy. Viggy, it's cold outside, wear a coat. Are you mechuyev midaraisa to listen? Is there a mitzvah daraisa to listen to our parents when they have no pleasure from what they're commanding? If they tell you, get me my coat, you are obligated midaraisa to listen. But if they say, you wear a scarf, Iggy, Kivala, I want you to wear gloves, are you mechuyev to listen to your parents? You hear the shaila, Yosef? So this is a big shaila in the Paiskim. The sugya really is a sugya in Yevamos Tavav. In Yevamos Tavav, it says if your father tells you not to do Hashavas Aveda, so you don't listen to him. It says, of ish avimai tira'u, it says all of you are chayiv to listen to Hashem. So it says if your father tells you to do an Aveira, not to return an Aveda, you don't listen to dad. Says the Ritva on the spot, says the Ritva, why would I have to listen to dad? It says don't listen to him because it's an Aveira. Says the Ritva, why would I have to listen to him even if it's not an Aveira? If he has no hana from it, why would I have to listen to him? That's what the Ritva says. The Ritva asks on the Gemara that if there's no hana, why would I even have to listen to him? He has no pleasure. So why does it say don't listen to him because it's an Aveira? Stam, don't listen to him because what's the chiyuv to listen? So the Ritva says it has to be there's hana for him. The Ritva in Yavama says that if your parents ask something that's no hana, you're not mechuyev to listen. The Rashba on the spot in Yavamas argues on the Ritva, and the Rashba says that it's not ikar kibud. He says it's not the ikar kibud if he has no hana. Yeah, Ami Feld asks the kasha, doesn't he get pleasure from you listening to him? There are poskim that say that svara. The Ritva says it must be a direct hanos haguf from the tzivui, and he doesn't go with that svara. I don't know why, Ami. It sounds like a good svara, and as a father, I want that svara. But the Ritva doesn't hold to that svara. My kids listen; they listen too well. But the Ritva doesn't hold to that svara. But it's a good kasha, Ami. But the Rashba says that it's not the ikar mitzvah. There are many who argue what the Rashba means. He says that it's not the ikar mitzvah. It sounds like there's still an inyan. The Gra brings the Rashba la'alacha and says you're mechuyev to listen to your parents. Al tzmidas tayvus, al takaras hatayv. You're right. It's not the chiyuv kibbut aveim. If mom says get a coat on, al kibbut aveim. You could be, don't have to listen. But akaras hatoiv's mechayev. It's not kibbut aveim, the Rashba means. But akaras hatoiv, mom gave birth to you. She gives you so much. Hakaras hatoiv, logic dictates that you should wear the coat. That's how the Gra says b'das Rashba. So the Ritva says you're not mechayev to listen. The Rashba says it's not the mitzvah, it's not the ikar mitzvah, it's kibbut aveim. But I want to read to the Chevra, the Charedim, Rabbi said. The Sefer Charedim argues, and listen what he says. The Sefer Charedim, and I'm going to quote, because I love this lashon. Ish aviv imay tira'u, you shall fear your parents, revere your parents. Mipnei tzivu Hashem, from the command of Hashem, yidma oisam be'enav, they should appear in your eyes, kimelech umalka, like a king and a queen. The Yefache, the Yira, Me'oid, Mila'avar, Alitzainim. You should have a fear from transgressing their words. It's a very beautiful lashon. Your fear of your parents is not you're scared what they're going to do. Your parents are kind, sweet, and wonderful. One day your kids will not be afraid of you because you're so scary. Yossi Greenspan's kids will love the brains out of him. What does it mean scared? Listen to what the Charedim said. They're going to love and revere Yossi so much, they're going to be afraid of not doing their will. They're going to have so much like reverence. They're going to so celebrate Yossi. What a precious person. We Pasha don't want to transgress his will. Not we're afraid of him. We're afraid to transgress his will. Such a respect and reverence they have. Whatever they commanded, or even one of his parents, it's like a king who commanded it. They won't veer right or left. So is the lashon of the Sefer Charedim. Look in his eyes, he should look at them like a king and queen. I always quote the Chayadim who quotes Kadmainim, that kibbut aveim is an action. Your father asks you for a drink, run. For his coat, run. It's in B'dibur, speak with respect. You don't disagree with him. Dad, you're wrong. You talk with respect to your dad. And says the Chayadam, Iker Kavod is b'machshavas in your brain. To look at them as nechbadei aretz, as chashovim, as precious, important people. Kibud aveim, the Iker kibud is b'machshava. To view our parents, kimelech umalka, like a king and a queen. Precious, important, wonderful people. Yidne be'enav kimelech umalka, like a king and queen. That's how you should perceive them in his mind, is the chi of kibud aveim. It takes work, Rabbi say. We have to notice their strong points, focus on their greatness, focus on the fact that they started your world and created your world, and then have this kavod the machshava. I look at the opportunity that we have, and it won't go so much longer, Be'ez Hashem. But right now we have an opportunity. We're bunkered up, and many of us are bunkered up with parents, some of us. Be mechabed our parents, bring it to new levels. It's challenging. We're in such close quarters. New efforts of kavod, specifically yeshiva. That's a revolution of kavod. This mitzvah, that's kavod, the mitzvah of kibbud aveim, that's chamurais. Let's up the levels of respect to our parents by certain the charedim paskins yemitzvah to listen to their words. Halacha l'maisa, certainly. We're noyig like the Gra, the Rashba, the Charedim, that our parents, mom says to wear a coat, all paiskim, pashtus, forget all paiskim. Now, halacha chevra, if mama says to wear a coat, you mechuyev to wear a coat. Either because of Moira, like the Charedim says, or the Rashba, karas atoyv. If a parent says, I don't want you to wear a hat, let's say your parent says, a bacher grows a beard, it protects him from averis. And mom says, I don't like your beard, be very careful. Speak to mom and explain it. If there's a hefsid to the ben, if there's a loss to the son, a spiritual loss going to cause him to do averis, and his beard protects him, so then in certain cases he doesn't have to listen. But be careful, keep it aveim. A melech umalka, chashuv nechbadei aretz, be careful. You try to explain. I was asked the shaila yesterday, a bacher wanted to go learn somewhere at a secret hideout, and it was legal. His mom didn't want him to go to a secret hideout. Is he mechuyev to listen? The answer is yes, learn at home. It's hard to learn at home. That's not called the hefsid. You figure out. You bunker up in a corner, find a quiet place and learn at home. It says if there's a hefsid, don't be so makel. Kibbud aveim is chamuros. If there's a hefsid for the ben, if there's a loss for the son, so you have to think of the cases. If there's a loss for the son and there's no enough for the parents, so then there's room for a kula epis, be careful. You have that Rashba and the Gra, there's akaras atoiv, there's the chamuros of kibbud aveim. But I'm not talking about Rabbi said akaras atoiv aspect, though it's there, gratitude. Today, I'm talking about a revolution of respect, Rabbi say. We have to continue a revolution of kavod. We have to continue this. And I say to utilize this opportunity in your bunker to really work. You need quiet time for this also. To really think about the people around us and in our mayach, in our mind, just appreciate them more. Sure, it's hard. We're bunkered up. You have that sister who always squirts too much ketchup. You have that brother who always leaves the toothpaste around. You have all the annoyances, the guy who takes the shower and the floor is soaked afterwards. All the annoyances that exist in a home, it's there. But this is what separates the men from the boys. This is when we have to dig deep and continue the revolution of kavod. Respect everybody in your bunker, and specifically, Rabbi say, parents, kibbud aveim, spouses. It's a chiyuv, tzivu chachamim, a husband to respect his wife, a wife the husband. Work on it. Of course, people see flaws, and the flaws affect you more. Your neighbor leaves out the toothpaste. What do you care? But your sister does it. It's in your bathroom, your facility. It's harder with siblings, and the habits are more affect us. But that's when the true value of kavod, the true work. Let's all work hard. This is the sugya of now. This Parshas Mitzayir, speaks about not speaking Lashon Hara. A lot of people at zustelling our situation are bunkered up, and there's a big rallying cry to work on Lashon Hara. I agree, but it's a big mistake to determine not to rip people. You miss the boat when you say don't rip people. Much, much deeper. Praise people. The Rambam says 2 examples of Hatirecha Kamoicha. And one example is Mishabeach. Praise people. Don't not rip them. That's not godless praise, but praises that you mean in front of them, behind their backs. And better than praising, look them in the face and hold of them. Look at your little sister and hold of her. Look at your little brother and hold of him. You can find flaws, big deal. Big deal, everybody. To find flaws is easy. To find flaws just means you have some. If you have some, you can see flaws. Can you see goodness in somebody? The main impact you have on anybody around you's life is, do you see good? I want to say this, Chevra. You have 2 choices. Look at your screen. Look at each other's eyes. You see eyes looking at you. The voices are muted. The eyes are not. Go screen. I'm looking. I have boxes here. I have 25 boxes in front of me. I'm looking at eyes. I'm looking at eyes. Rabbi said, look at eyes. These eyes are weapons. If they see bad in people, you're carrying a loaded shotgun that's shooting people. It's a silent killer. It's a silent killer. People are talking about Lashon Hara. More than your speech, your negative speech, it's what causes your negative speech. Shnei Sarsure, the 2 agents of sin. The eyes, which see bad in somebody, which knock people, they're murderous. You can look at a guy or a girl negatively and you hurt the person. The eyes are dangerous. You look at somebody and you look at them negatively. That person, and the eyes can be life-giving. Rabbi Russ has eyes that have saved lives. He looks at a bacher, he looks a guy eye to eye, and the eyes say you're a wonderful person. I'm dazzled to meet you. I'm overwhelmed from meeting you. The eyes that perceive, the eyes that understand, the ayin tov of Avram. This was the ikar weapon of the starter of our people. Whoever has an ayin tov is a Talmud of Avram Avinu. Yitzi Devor and Yonatan Kleka, you have precious eyes because you look at people with a positive way and you lift up a person. You look somebody in the face and you hold to them. Ikar kavod is b'machshava. Main kavod is up here. That you, and this is what I ask all of us to work on. Let us work. We all have many things, but I ask this revolution as well to take everybody in our bunker and spend time perceiving, seeing their goodness, focusing on their milus, and then look at them with an ayin tov. You will uplift. You will elevate everybody in your surrounding. Look at your spouse with an ayin tov, and your spouse shall look at you with an ayin tov and will. Look with a beautiful positive eye. I have one more quick message, but I need a song to settle down a little bit. I need a song, a little hefsek, Rebach Ben Aprakim. Let's get Yosef on. Let's get Yosef Kasper. Let's find Yosef. Yosef Kasper, I'm looking for you. We'll find Yosef. There's Hashem. I think I saw. Oh, Yosef. How are you, Yosef?
What's up, Rabbi? I'm good. Thank God.
Thank you for being here, Yosef. Thank you. Yosef, it's really, really nice to see you. How's the voice, Yosef?
We're doing good. Thank God. Not too much use, you know?
So we have to practice. Very important.
Yeah, we gotta keep it oiled.
Give us the tongue drill first. Give the chevra the tongue drill.
Okay, so there's 2 things. There's a tongue drill and there's also the straw for all those who know. Those who know about the straw.
Teach us. This is a good teaching moment. Tell us about both.
All right, so this is what you're gonna do. You wanna get that airflow coming up. So that's why we do the tongue drill. The only way to make that sound, as Rabbi knows well from his voice lessons and Rabbi's father, is by, the only way to make the sound as if there's air coming out to have that vibration to come. So that's why, hence the tongue trill. The straw is a little whipped cream on the top, just to kind of get the resonance of the voice coming out also. So that is your lesson. That is your lesson of the day on the voice.
Off the charts, off the charts. Thank you, Yosef. What song should we sing, Yosef? Yosef, we're going to show the Chevra that it works. I tried doing it and my voice still doesn't sound like yours. But a great gift you have. Thank you, Yosef. I love you. Thank you for sharing your gift with us.
What song? I don't have any in particular today. Do you have any?
Yeah, do you mind doing, I want the one, Kirvas Hashem Li Tov, if you don't mind.
Sure. That is one of my favorites.
Thank you.
Let me just put my computer down.
Thank you, Yosef. Thanks a ton.
Vani kirvas Elohikim, kirvas Elohikim litoi. Vani kirvas Elohikim, kirvas Elohikim litoi. Na 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 na. Vani kirvas Elohikim litoi. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Vani kirvas Elohikim litoi. Rabbi, I want to dedicate that song, first of all, to everybody here, obviously, and to Rabbi, but specifically to Shmuley Schlesinger. Back when we were in Imre together, we used to sing it together late at night in Imre Bina downstairs in the basement.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Shmuley, you deserve it. Shkoyach, Shmuley agrees with that dedication. Thank you, Yo Rahmani, thank you for being here. Thank you. Appreciate it a lot. I want to, Rabbi, say that we spoke today about being happy, other people speaking praises of others seeing goodness. I have to jump to Parashas Mitzvah already, so I do want to end with another, not so clear. Biggie, thank you. You're right on it, Biggie. Thank you, Biggie. Let's get.
Are we more clear, Biggie, now? Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem, Baruch Hashem. So I want, Davi, we're clear? I love the background, Davi. It gives me a lot of chizuk. Thank you. Let's show everybody the background there. Perfect. Davi's background. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. The Beis Medrash knocking. I like it. Excellent. Excellent. Thank you, Reb Dov. So Rabbi say in Mitzvah, very, very briefly, in Mitzvah it says that the Kohen comes to a person's house, has saras on the house. So uboya sherloya bayis, the person who owns the house, the higid l'kohen lamer, he tells the Kohen, kinega nearly babayis, something like a nega. I don't know if it's a nega, the Kohen's the paisik, but he says kinega, something that looks like a nega nearly babayis, seems to me on the house. B'tziva HaKohen, the Kohen commands upinu es abayis. Ufinu es abayis, they have to empty out the house. B'terem yova yakoyen liris sanega. they should empty out the house before the kohen sees the nega, because if the kohen sees the nega and pronounces the house tamei, the kalim and the bayis are going to become tamei. So we don't want the kalim to become tamei. We don't want his utensils in his house to become tamei. So before the kohen comes and pronounces this nega, a nega tzaras, we're commanded ufinu es habayis, says the Mishnah, HaTorah chas al memaynim shel Yisrael. Hashem has pity on Jewish money. V'alfilu al kli cheres. The kalim that are going to get ruined, that can't be purified, are the kli cheres, are the pottery kalim. And that's what the Torah has pity even on the smallest amount of money of a yid. And we learn an attitude that Hashem, and we are commanded to be like Hashem, is chas al l'maynam shel Yisro, is very much pities Jewish money and cares about the money of Yidden. And we learn an attitude. The Rambam brings two examples of loving another Yid. He says to praise a Yid and to be chas al l'maynam, to care about his money. Somebody in Waterbury, we were Zeiche one Shabbos, Rav Shmuel Kamenetsky came for Shabbos, and we had a remarkable Shabbos, the city with Rav Shmuel. I think this story happened when he was here, though I'm not positive. We all know there's a chumrah on Shabbos when we make coffee to take from the urn to one keli, and then to pour it to another cup, and then put the coffee in the second cup. It should be a kli shlishi, and not iruv from the kli sheni onto it. First put it into a third cup, then put the coffee. And this person saw Reb Shmuel not being machmir on this. And they asked Reb Shmuel, you're not mechuyev to be machmir? And he said, I'm not being machmir. If I'm in my house, I keep the chumrah, but I don't want to use an extra cup of the yeshivas. I believe the story happened in yeshiva. I believe so, but I'm not positive. But it happened with Reb Shmuel. Lemay said to be chas on moment of a yeshiva is amazing, but every yid's money, to be chas on memaynim shel Yisro, to care about somebody else's possessions and property and somebody else's money. Rabbi say even in this matziv that we're davening, we're certainly davening. People yidden are sick, and we're davening for refuahs. There are many Yidden who are struggling financially. Daven and Baruch Aleinu for your neighbors, for your friends, for your community, for Klal Yisrael. It's an attitude we learn from Hashem to be chas al memaynim shel Yisrael, to care about your friend's money. It makes me crazy. It so frustrates me when people don't buy from a Yid. People go to a Goyish store and they can get the same item from a Jewish store. Makes me crazy. Goyim are wonderful, and be mechabit Goyim for certain. But if your brother needs money, how do you not support your brother? It boggles my mind. A guy once told me, we had a local esrog merchant, and he was selling esrogim. And a guy went far away. The halacha is the people closer to you, you have a bigger responsibility. So I say to the fella, why did you get an esrog from so far? Somebody in your city needs the parnasa. He tells me, the esrog guy, it's not even true. The esrog guy here is an angel, and his esrogim are like him, they're gorgeous. But the guy told me that I get a better esrog there, I get a clean esrog. I never saw a dirtier esrog than this guy had. It was stained. It was dirty that it didn't have the tzedakah, the beauty that he brought from a local guy. What a stained. I never saw him with stained esrog. His esrog was stained all over. Anybody who has eyes sees all the black dots of lack of pity, lack of chas al mammon shel Yisrael, your neighbor, your shachin. The guy right next to you needs you to buy from his store. What are you buying from far and from far away? Aniya ircha kaidman, the person, there's a store, there's a guy in your block selling esrogim. That's a much prettier esrog. It's the esrog that shows you care about Mammon Shel Yisrael, you're godly. To be chas al memaynim shel Yisrael, to have pity on Jewish money, is an attitude, extremely important attitude. I would even ask a person in his own house. In his own house, it's very important. You leave a room, turn off the light. It's a good zach to work on somebody else's money. It's my dad's money. Chas al memaynim shel Yisro. The Rambam has only 2 examples of Haftarecha Kamoicha that he gives to be Mishabeach Yidden and to be careful with their money. It's an attitude we learn from Hashem. Upinu es tabayis. Hashem's mitzvah, please take out the kalim of the Yid. When you say the house is tamei, I don't want his kli cheres to get ruined. They have no tefillah b'mayim. I don't want them to get ruined. Ufinu es habayis, empty out the house of the kalim. Hashem cares about mimayim shel Yisro. And we who follow the directives of Hashem are commanded as well to be chas al mimayim shel Yisro, to show us some sensitivity and a care for somebody else's money as an attitude of the Torah. So we're talking about a revolution of kavod, of respecting and appreciating another person. I wanted to mention this is in Parashas Mitzayir as well. This chas al mimayim shel Yisro, this attitude of caring about somebody else's money. Any opportunity, I love buying from a Yid. There are Yidden that go around collecting money. So you give tzedakah, it's wonderful. To give tzedakah, they shouldn't be nitzrachim. But what the best tzedakah is when a Yid goes around, he's selling a sefer, he's selling something. That the Yid feels so respectful, and you're able to support him, and it's not giving tzedakah. You're supporting him, you're buying a geschmack sefer. If you have opportunities to buy something from a Yid, chaparein, go shop at a Jew store. You don't shop at a store. Goyim are good. We're not speaking. Goyim are wonderful. And certainly you buy something, the guy gains from it is wonderful. It's Elam Elikim, a human being, wonderful and important. But your brother comes first. Your brother comes first. Your brother has a store. Go buy from your brother. Of course, your brother comes first. Support a Yid. Buy from a Yid. Chaim and Shlomo, the Olam wants, Rabbi say, another song. Yoni wanted, Yoni, it means a lot. Yoni Samit, it means a lot that you're here. Yoni is in Eretz Yisrael, steiging away by Rav Engel's Yeshiva. I thank you so much for being here. Let's get to Chaim Ghoori. Where is Chaim? You saw them? Right here.
What's up, Rabbi? Should we do it?
Let's do one more song before we close. They want David Eli Traub Chaim. He wants Anim's Miras.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Does Avi Van want that also or no?
Let's ask Avi Van. Where's Avi?
Crystal Weiss.
Avi, he gave a thumbs up.
Okay, perfect.
He gave a thumbs up. We're good to go.
All right, 1 second.
And Rafi Crystalize also wants it, so then there's no doubt about it. Ari Rosen is here. He wants Ari. Thank you so much. Make something delicious, Ari. How are you, Ari? Wow, let me see it. Show it to the Olam. Atazai, excellent. That looks delicious, crispy and good. Enjoy it, Ari. Fantastic. Excellent. I like cooking also, Ari. Excellent. Chaim and Shlomo, let's do Anim's Miras.
All right, give us 1 second.
Whose line was that?
I think it was Shlomo's.
Excellent. Yosef Kasper, excellent. That was excellent.
It's hard for me. Anim's Miras, Veshirim Erai, Aiki Eilecha, Nafshi Sarai, Anim's Miras, Veshirim Erai, Aiki Eilecha, Nafshi Sarai, Nafshi Chamna, Bitzel Yadecha, Iladas Korah.
Haim libi, libi el daidecha. Ay nafshi chamna, ay bitzel yadecha, ay ladas korat, iras oidecha, ay midei dabri bichvaidecha, ay melibi, libi el daidecha, Dina na na na, dina da 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 na, dina na na na, dina da da da. I mi dei dabri bichvaidecha, I melibi, libi el daidecha. Haim libi, libi el daidecha.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so much, Chaim. Thank you, Shlomo. And for the joke before. Yitzi Reis, you're unmuted, Yitzhak.
Hi, Rabbi. How are you?
Excellent. How are you?
I'm doing amazing.
Can I ask you a taiva tomorrow? Could we have one of your poems?
Sure.
Excellent. It could be a new one. It could be an old one. We just want to hear your voice, Yitzhak.
Awesome.
That
See what
would
I
work
got.
for you?
Yeah.
Excellent. Excellent. I want the Chevra. I want Eli Masai. I want Zevi Kluger to hear it. The boys want it badly. Maskim Yitzhak?
Masking everything.
Thank you. Looking forward. Thank you, Rabbi Sai, very, very much for coming today. Thank you, Yerachmiel. Thank you to Yael for coming, Zevi Katz. Thank you for the Marmukim, Zevi. Appreciate it a lot. Hatzlacha Rabbi Chevra. Have an outstanding day. 8:30 tonight will be Avos. 8:30 to 9:15. 8:30 to 9:15 will be Avos tonight. Hatzlacha. Have an outstanding afternoon. Thank you, Gav Leiter. Kol Tov, Rabbi Say.